Good morning. Welcome to our Shotsuki Hoyo service for the month of October. I will go and read the names of the people to whom we are dedicating this service. Again, thank you for joining us. If I may now, I will read the October Shotsuki Hoyo list. These are the names of the people who we know had passed away in October, members and friends of the temple and friends of members. So beginning October Shotsuki Hoyo, Fujikawa George Masayoshi, Fujikawa Sekino, Fujiwara Kasue, Fukuyama Margaret, Fukumoto Minoru, Hamano Nitaro, Hida Miki, Hatta Ichi, Hatta Masayuki, Hatta Matsuzo, Inaba Kisaku, Inoue Lin Leiko, Iwata Jinsuke, Iwata Morojiro, Kawabata Kiyoshi, Kawamoto Ihe, Kikawa Shizue, Kiriyama Takashi Tak, Konishi Tajiro, Masumoto Denbei, Masumoto Sam, Masumoto Tameo, Matsumoto Fukujiro, Morioka Yasutaro, Moriyama Baby, Miho Shizue, Nakano Hanichi, Nakashimo Yoshiko, Nakashimo Yoshiko, Nishikawa Chieko, Nishimoto John Osamu, Nishimura Chiyoko, Nishimura Noboru, Okumoto Hino, Okura Reverend Kansho, Omura Ayako, Onaga Ryoi, Oshita Shigematsu, Otani Kakichi, Otani Yoshiko, Sato Tome, Shida Etsuji, Shinmoto Sokichi, Shoga Hatsue, Sogi Hatsue, Sugasawara Chiyoko, Sugihara Masaharu, Tanigawa Sakutaro, Toinaka Tane, Tomutani Nobuko, Uchiyama Sakae, Uetanaka Kiyomi, Watanabe Suma, Watari Kunsaku, Yamada Roy, Yamanaka Ryuji, Yamane Genkichi, Yamasaki Etsuzo, Yamasaki Toyo, Yokoyama Noriko, Yonesawa Yoshio Norman, Yusa Saku, Yusa Magoichi. These are the names of those we know we lost in the month of October. If a loved one of yours was on this list, please accept my sincere condolences. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. We'll now proceed with the chanting of the Sanbutsuge. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namita Butsu, Namana Butsu, Namamita Butsu, Busatsu, Daimuryo, Jukyo, Sanbutsuge, Hogen Gigi, Ijin Mugoku, Nyode, Enmyo, Buyo, Tosha, Nichigaten Mani, Shuko, Enyo, Kaishtenonpe, Yunyaku, Jumoku, Nyorai Yogen, Chose Murin, Shongaku Daion, Koru Jipo, Kaimon Shojin, Amai Chie, Itoku Muryo, Shusho Keiyu, Jintai Rennen, Shobuten Hokai, Gujin Jinno, Kungon Gaitai, Mumyo Yokunu, Teison Yomu, Ninno Shishi, Jintoku Muryo, Kukun Kodai, Chie Jinmyo, Komyo Itho, Shindo Daisen, Gangata Buten, Saisho Ho O, Kado Shoji, Mihu Geidaten, Usei Joi, Kainin Shojin, Nyode Sammai, Chie Ijo, Gose Tokubuten, Fugyo Shigan, Isai Kuku, Issa Dayan, Keshi Ubuten, Yakusen Nukuman, Muryo Daisho, Shunyong Oja, Kuyo Isai, Shito Shobuten, Funyo Gudo, Kansho Hungyaku, Inyo Goja, Shobuten Sekai, Ufu Kage, Mushu Setendo, Komyo Shiso, Henshi Shokoku, Nyoze Shojin, Ijin Nanryo, Ryoga Sabuten, Kokudo Daichi, Goshu Kimyo, Dojo Chozaten, Kokunyo Nayon, Nimu Totho, Gato Aimin, Dodaten Isai, Shippo Laisho, Shinneten Shoujo, Ito Gakoku Keiraku Anon, Kobuten Shinmyo, Sega Shinsho, Otsugan no Hi, Rikisho Shoyoku Jippo Seison, Chie Muge, Doryo Shison, Shiga Shingyo, Keiryo Shinshi, Shoku Dokuchu, Kagyo Shojin, Ninju Ahuke, Namandabu, 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 Namandabu. Gani Shikudoku, Byodo Sei Isai, Doden Monai Shin Ojo Koku Namanda Buddhamanda Namanda 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 Buddhamanda Namo Amida Butsu Namada Butsu Namo Amida Butsu Namada Butsu. If you were with us, we'd ask you to rise, but at home you may do as you wish. We ask you to join us in the Gatha, the song Namo Amida Butsu. And if you have the old, I believe Alan will have it on the screen for you, but if you have a book and you like to use the books, we still use the Shin Buddhist Service book we got from OCBC. It's on page 136 in that volume. When life is fair and sunlight gilds the day, when fortune smiles and flowers flowers adorn our way. Oft let us pause with grateful hearts to say, Namo Amida Butsu. Even though our way leads neath a darkened sky, and to our loved ones pain and death draw nigh, our tears may flow, yet trustingly we cry, Namo Amida Butsu. We'll move right into the devotional reading, as I've come to call it, and that is on page 10 if you're using the book, The Three Treasures, which is also the theme for today's service. The Three Treasures. How rare and wondrous it is to have been born into human life, and now I live it. How rare and wondrous it is to be able to listen to the Buddha Dharma, and now I am able to hear it. If I do not transcend the world of delusion in this life, when will I ever attain spiritual liberation? May I, along with the entire Sangha, with sincere heart and mind, rely on that which can be truly relied on in life, the three treasures. I rely on the Buddha. May I, along with all sentient beings, awaken to the great path with my entire being and discover the highest aspiration, which is to become a Buddha. I rely on the Dharma. May I, along with all sentient beings, deeply reflect on the meaning of the sutras and gain wisdom that is as deep and vast as the ocean. I rely on the Sangha. May I, along with all sentient beings, become one Sangha of life, able to move forward and live with a dynamic spirit that is hindered by nothing. The unsurpassed, deep, and wondrous Dharma, even in millions of kalpas, is extremely difficult to encounter. But now I am able to experience and embrace it. May I come to understand and revere the true meaning of the Tathagata. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. We will proceed to the Dharma Message portion of our service. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Well, again, good morning. I will proceed with the Dharma Message. As you know, you're watching us on the internet, and we'll have a service at the temple today as well, but we don't have a capacity to live stream. So I've done this about 4 times now, and it's always been 2 totally different services. This time it may not be. We'll see next month. I may use the same Hoa notes, as there'll be no 2 people that are at both services except myself. We do wish you a good morning. Thank you for participating in this service. Being our Shotsuki Hoyo service for the month of October, the service is dedicated to those whose names I just read. We will all join them one day. We will all walk that lonesome journey for ourselves one day. However, there will be new life following the end of this life. There will be new life following that lonesome journey of death. And besides the fact that there will be a new life for us after death, this life is valuable. The lives that we live right here, right now are valuable. And we all have a little time left to enjoy these lives, to appreciate these lives. For some of you, that little time left might be 60 years. Not for me. Not for many of us, but a couple of younger people might have another 60 years coming, and if you do, you're going to discover that that's just a little time left. Even 60 years is just a little time. Losing loved ones, it is true that some people become depressed and even bitter. but most of us become emotionally and perhaps spiritually deeper. If you did lose someone in the month of October, I am sorry for your loss. Please accept my sincere condolences. Coping with death, with the loss of those we care for, as well as the inevitability of our own eventual passing, this is always part of what we address at Dharma Messages, in these Dharma Messages. But my other main theme this morning will be the three treasures of the truth, as reading in the Dharma and the devotional reading earlier. The three treasures are that which can be relied on in this life. And they are, of course, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. A Buddha is a person, any sentient being who has fully awoken to what life truly is. Such persons have left behind the poisonous attitudes and behaviors of greed and hatred, and have arisen out of that stupidity and dull-wittedness that some of us slip down into on occasion. Buddhas are persons who have left that negativity behind and who have become wise, kind, and helpful. In Jodo Shinshu Honganji-ha tradition, we have a liturgical piece we got from Shantao Zendo, the fifth patriarch of Jodo Shinshu tradition, and it goes, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Shaka Nyorai, Namo Jippo Sho Butsu. This is inclusive, and so Namo Amida Butsu, as you probably guessed, means I rely on Amida Buddha. I respect and rely upon Amida Buddha. Amida Buddha is identical with the enacting of his promises to us at this point. But Amida Buddha is also, and very especially, absolute subjectivity, or a universal personhood that includes us within itself. So, Namo Amida Butsu is relying on this most exalted Buddha, Amida Buddha, Amitabha. And Namo Shaka Nyorai, of course, is showing respect for the historical founder, Shakyamuni, who was an Indian aristocrat who turned renunciate and spiritual seeker. And Shakyamuni's fundamental teachings are the starting point for all Buddhists. So, Namo Shaka Nyorai, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Shaka Nyorai. And the third one is Namo Jippo Sho Butsu. And that literally means I respect and rely upon the pure Buddhas of the 10 directions, where 10 directions is a symbol for all places. Now, besides being a vast and deep, non-binary, transpersonal, transhistorical reality, Amida Buddha is also your own most true and most developed self, your own most evolved self. Moving on, the second of the three treasures that we revere and rely upon, the second of the three treasures is the Dharma. Now, Dharma is, you've all heard, in Sanskrit, it means a lot of things, to be honest, all kinds of things. But the basic thing it means in general Sanskrit is a law, the law according to which things occur. But in Buddhist usage, the Dharma is the liberating law. In Buddhist usage, the Dharma is whatever was taught by the historical person, Shakyamuni. It is whatever leads to liberation, whatever leads to enlightenment is the Dharma. Whatever is true is the Dharma. In our services, in saying that we rely upon the Dharma, we say that we rely upon the depths and the breadths of the Dharma. So we don't just mean some verbal teachings by the Dharma. We mean the truth that is being pointed to by them. What that truth is in itself and in its depths and breadths can only be indicated with relatively accurate concepts. Our objective is not to know every fact about the universe in minute detail. Our purpose is, quoting the three treasures, our purpose is to gain wisdom that is as deep and vast as the ocean. It is the wisdom that we hope to gain, not some specific limited conceptual doctrine. Ultimately, the Dharma is life itself in all its complexity. Of course, those doctrines, those teachings in their detail and specificity are important. Impermanence, interdependence, oneness, these are important teachings, but the depths of the Dharma still require deeper probing and will one day be probed by us. We will get there one day. We will one day. But today, we must complete our preliminary look at the three treasures by moving on to look at Sangha. That's one term should have been translated in the service book. Even from what I've said here in the 15 or 20 minutes I'm going to take to speak with you today, it should be clear that the terms Buddha and Dharma are untranslatable technical terms. Sangha is not. It means community. But which community? For the Theravada school of Buddhism, Sangha meant the community of monks. For us, for the other 200 schools of Buddhism, roughly, for 200 out of the 201 schools of Buddhism, Sangha means the community of all living beings. This is the community which we truly belong to and have always belonged, the community to which we have always belonged, the community of all living things. As an older version of the devotional reading the three treasures used to put it, the Buddhist community is a group of persons who are becoming units of true accord in the life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. There's some old-fashioned language there, but there's some timeless truth as well. Selfishness is a form of bondage. We are not free when we're being selfish. It's a compulsion that drives us. It is our selfishness that prevents us from living peacefully together, happily sharing our time in true accord with one another. Selfishness is a type of bondage, a limitation that restricts our ability to find happiness and fulfillment. The Buddha Shakyamuni pointed out many pathways out of this selfishness. The Dharma consists of 84,000 gates into awakening and out of selfishness. The Dharma consists of innumerable gates to awakening, to connection with and concern for others. The Sangha, our community, our association of men, women, and children, and transgendered and non-binary persons, our group of good-willed sentient beings, all living beings turning toward kindness and insight, all those living beings who can turn towards kindness and insight, this community will sustain us as we journey toward and walk through those Dharma gates into the deepest, warmest, and most profound truth. The Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha will take us there. I will close my comments on the three treasures of the truth, the Dharma, the Sangha, and the Buddha, and I will again express my deep condolences to those of you who lost someone in the month of October. I haven't lost a family member in October, but looking at the list here, there's a couple of people I knew well and I miss. So thank you for joining us for this October Shotsuki Hoyo service, and we'll close the service as we usually do with Kansho and saying the Buddha's name a few times. We rely upon the source of limitless wisdom and endless life. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.